We are live. Excuse me as I drink some tea and clear my throat here. Okay, if you're watching this back, we just came on to talk about the portal. Not a lot of news the last 48 hours. A couple players, but two big players were return players. Tavion Gaston, defensive line, and Henry Boyer today, tight end, who is a wide receiver. If you want to look at it like that, that's the way I look at it. Because in this offense, the tight end is a receiver. So technically, we signed a receiver today, and we don't know how much he's going to catch, but he's a big dude. If he can catch 265, yeah. But I just wanted to jump on here and talk about the portal real quick. We'll see as my notifications get out here. Yesterday, we signed a Louisville freshman receiver and a third-string quarterback, really, and that's about it. But the two big ones were defensive line, Gatson returning. What's up, Derek? What's going on? Because there's no news is good news. I don't know if that's not the term we need to use. We just re-signed Henry Boyer, which he's really a receiver, and you can get that dude to catch. He's a big dude. He's an NFL body tight end. If you could teach him to run around and catch, so. What's going on? Anybody scared? What are we down to? How many days we got before the portal closes? Saturday, right? No, 14th, 15th, 16th. I'm wrong. That's Friday at midnight, right? Yes, 14th, 15th, 16th. Yeah, we got to a Friday at midnight. And then I think you can still sign people during a certain period or something. I don't know. We'll see. But I emailed you a link. Indiana football. No, I didn't. Thank you. Thank you for the box score. I want to read it. I don't know. That was an ugly game to listen to. Maybe the worst game I ever listened to. That's when Indiana and Kentucky were, the worst teams in Division I, playing one another every year just because they had to. So, okay, good. I appreciate it. Yes, thank you for putting that in the comment section. I'm going to go look at that as soon as I get off here. Yeah, I listened to the game. Yeah. Don Fisher said it was the worst game he ever called. And well, that's what he said after the game. That was 1996. I don't know if he called any worse games. He may have. But now Indiana's playing for national championship. So there you go. They went from getting shut out by us to playing for a national championship game. Okay, all it took was 30 years. Hey, it can be done, right? Hope it doesn't take us 30 years, but we'll see. And the big news today is we just re-signed Henry Boyer, tight end. So if you're just getting in here, he's really a receiver. So that's huge. Getting Gaston, the defensive lineman to re-sign. We needed some. So yeah, we got about a little bit over 48 hours before the portal closes. So I'm sure by the time we get off of here, they'll be they'll be signed. We'll have signed some more people. I'm sure there's a big wide receiver. I'm sure we're trying to get the best people we can. So, of course, there's a basketball game tonight. LSU's best player is not playing, so go bet on us. They've lost 3 in a row. Their first 3 games, they can't score. So their offense is worse than ours. So, I think it's 4.5 or whatever. Just bet it because I was listening to the radio announcer on Tom Leach's show, and yeah, they're struggling. So if we lose that game, Tennessee on Saturday. So that's the game. I think it's at Tennessee. So I think we're supposed to play in the denim uniforms. We'll see if we play in the. I don't know why we want to bring those back out this year, but okay, whatever. Might as well. What's up, everybody? I'm Tom. This is Kentucky Football Nation. We got on to talk about the portal. Not a lot of players in the left since the last time we talked 2 days ago, but that's okay. We're up to 28 players out of the portal. That's a lot of people. That's a lot. Of course, we needed all those people. So, yeah. If you're just getting in here, we re-signed Henry Boyer today. So tight end. So what do you think, Derek? I think we're set at tight end with Skinner, Boyer, and Rodriguez. Yeah. So we're set at tight end. I'm sure he costs us a little bit because he's a good sized dude. But no, got another quarterback. So yeah, we got enough quarterbacks. Some kid from what school is that kid from? Florida Atlantic. Has not really played at Florida Atlantic, so I'm sure he'll just be a backup quarterback, obviously. And yeah, since the Ohio State offensive lineman the other day, we didn't really add anybody yesterday. So I think we're, surely trying to get a few more people. I'm surprised we didn't bring anybody from Oregon. That's surprising to me. I thought maybe third string receiver. I don't know. Maybe they don't want to come all the way across the country. I mean, I get it, but no. We shall see what will happen. But so 28 players in the portal, and if you go by position, I have not even added these other people. I will add this up. We got 5 offensive linemen, 3 quarterbacks, 4 safeties, 2 cornerbacks, 4 linebackers, 2 running backs, 5 defensive linemen, only 2 wide receivers if you count the tight end. And now, but both our tight ends came back, so that counts as 2 receivers, a kicker, and a long snapper. So, yeah. All right. So we signed 5 offensive linemen and 5 defensive linemen, which we needed. So there's, we need some guys to rotate in. We got 3 quarterbacks plus Ponatoski if he comes. So, what's up, Lone? Have wide receivers on the roster. Yep. Plus some high school kids. Yeah, we still have. Yeah, we got the 4-star high school kid that we took from LSU. So, hey, I'm sure he knows what he's doing. I thought we'd get one stud. I think we're still trying to get one stud. I don't know if we can. But Rodriguez is, like I said, the tight end is really a wide receiver in this offense. So we got Rodriguez and Boyer. And I was sitting here talking about Boyer. If you've been on my last couple of lives, going, okay, where's Boyer? Where's Boyer? So we signed him today. Yes, Rodriguez, that's huge. The tight end was the leading receiver in that offense for Oregon. If you look in the description, I put a tight end video I sort of made on how the tight end is a wide receiver. It's a real quick video. Hadn't got a lot of people don't want to watch how the tight end functions in the Oregon offense or in a spread offense, but I have a nice little video on the tight end in the description if you want to take time to watch it and how the tight end lines up everywhere. He is not a traditional tight end who stays on line of scrimmage. So yeah, technically that Henry Boyer's a receiver. So we signed a receiver today, right? I mean, but no, Gatson coming back as a defensive line was huge. So yeah, 28 people. So we signed a lot of people. 48. I guess there's about 48 hours. Friday night at midnight. I was saying Saturday. I had my date wrong. The portal closes Friday at midnight, supposedly, right? That's the 16th. So I guess we have until midnight to get whoever we want to spend money on. And so we evidently have spent some money on football. So some of these players haven't played, but that's okay. That a lot of them's going to get a chance to play. I guess this wide receiver from UAB is going to play because we've only signed 2, but we do have other people, obviously. But yeah, we have DJ Miller. Wish we would have kept Cam Miller. That's the one. I guess he went to wherever, followed the coach there. I don't know what happened, our wide receiver coach. So wish we would have kept him, but that's okay. And Quisenberry left, and okay, fine. This is it. You got to be you got to be able to get open. Maybe maybe they didn't want to play in this off, or maybe they were offered more money. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, there's 20 people on here. We'll talk about. We got basketball tonight, right? LSU, go bet on Kentucky because LSU's best player is out and they can't score. I was listening to their play-by-play guy on Tom Leach this morning. They're 0-3 or 0-3 in the SEC. They lost him right before their first SEC game. He was their leading scorer, and all just like us. He was the best player on the team, and they've been struggling. So if we don't win that game, then that would be a bad sign. So we need to get that one. And Saturday's Tennessee. I think it's at Tennessee. Maybe I think this one. So if not, we play them twice. So that's going to be the game. We would need to get that game. So, but football continues. Continue trying to get players. So, we still got some really, we've spent a lot of money. So I don't know how much money we have. And we missed out on the Texas wide receiver. He went to Colorado. What did we say? You think he went to Colorado because he wanted to be a Buffalo and not a Wildcat? Or you think he went because they gave more money? Because they gave more money. Loan, what'd you say? Loan to sign by Friday night. Oh, really? Put their name in the portal? Okay, how long is it? Is it open forever? Like, how long can you actually sign, like, for weeks and weeks and weeks? I didn't know if there was a time when you couldn't sign. It's confusing. I don't know. Signing depends on when they can get enrolled in school. Yeah, when could you enroll for the semester? I would think you could wait till spring, right? I mean, I would think. I don't know. Tennessee's looking for a quarterback. I just saw their Sports Talk J. Yeah, they're trying to get a quarterback. So people got more needs than we do. We did good. All right. Well, if they just get their name in the portal I thought they had to be signed. Well, if we can before school enrollment for the next semester, I think you could be late. I think you could go into surely March, April. This semester starts in this month, right? If you're talking about this semester, it's starting. So I don't know. Well, anyway, we'll see. We'll get some wide receivers. It's still kind of, I can't believe that we haven't signed any Oregon players. I thought somebody would follow them, or UT San Antonio players. I don't know. They play in that offense. I'm sure he's got some people in mind. But no, it's a good roster. It's a good starting 11 on each side. We don't have a lot of backups, but we do have some good starters. So, Lone, I think if they wait later to enroll, they won't be available for spring ball. Well, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they couldn't play in the spring because you're not enrolled this semester. Okay. Well, that makes sense. So I don't know. We'll see. If not, hey, we'll just go with what we got. We'll have that that 4-star freshman playing. I say that we got 4 high school wide receivers. We had 5, but now we have 4. So we'll see what happens. I lost my high school recruits. Well, anyway, yes. So no, here they are. Yeah. So, but of course, Kenny Darby's the one we sort of flipped from LSU. So yeah, and Davis McCray and Prince Jean, and Denarius Gray, I think. So 3-star, 3-star, 3-star. Okay, well, there you go. All right. So, hey, well, young people going to play. Levitt ended up and going to LSU. Yeah, Derek, you knew. Look, man, Lane Kiffin. Yeah, I mean, he probably made a lot of money. They used him. They were used him at trying to get another player. They didn't get the guy they wanted, so they called him back. And I get it. I haven't heard anything else about Arizona State. So I don't know what Cutter Bowley's going to do there, but we'll see. He's obviously penciled in as a starter, and they haven't talked much about him online. They were kind of scared about him because he threw 15 interceptions, just 17 touchdowns. So good luck to Cutter Bowley. Yeah, I just want to jump on here before the basketball game, and because I know basketball will be coming up and everybody be jumping on, and of course Jalen Lowe's out for the year, and Jasper Johnson's going to be the point guard. I'm sure he's going to play more point guard, and Moreno's going to start, and over Diabate, and Diabate's going to be mad. So come on, dude, just freaking win some games. As fans, we don't care. But no, I know this is a bad time to come on. Like, this is 3 Eastern, so everybody's coming home from school and work. Hey, it's all right. I just want to jump on. If you're watching this back, I just want to jump on here and say, don't freak out about wide receiver yet. Okay. Like I said, we just signed one today when Boyer came back. The tight end is a wide receiver. I did put a video in the description if you're watching this back on tight ends in the spread formation. So it's actually a John Gruden video where, we tell you, he tells you, or I tell you using his words, he using his video, what the tight end does. So yeah, lines up everywhere. So But yeah, we could use some receivers. I mean, that's the only position that you would be a little worried about. You sign 2 receivers in a spread offense. So, okay, so they got to get their name in the portal. We got plenty of time. Take your time, evaluate their, yeah, sign some good ones. I'm sure we'll sign right now. It might come out right now as we're talking or tonight. But yeah, we'll sign somebody. There's some kids that want to make some money. Now, I'm sure, I don't know if we'll, I don't know right now if I'd buy. Would you buy one expensive wide receiver or 2 or 3, not so that are average or better? Might want to go. We really need some numbers, to be honest with you. If they're experienced, I'd rather have 3 guys that are experienced, that are average D1 players, because I just think we need to, you got to have a stud receiver as your X receiver. It has to be a guy. There has to be one guy that has to be double teamed in this offense. That's one thing people have talked about when I reviewed this offense is. In fact, Will Stein said that in one of his videos from Oregon. You have to have one stud wide receiver who has to be double teamed to make the spread work. So yeah, right now I don't know that we have that right now. So we need to get that. However that happens. So I'm sure we will. Yeah, just because we didn't get the Texas kid and Colorado outbid us, I'm sure he made a lot of money, and that's okay. There's other wide receivers. I haven't looked on 247 Sports to see who the highest ranked wide receivers are. I'm sure Will Stein and the tight end coach Burke, who they coached at UT San Antonio together, they ran that offense that was top 10 in the nation in scoring. So they're going to know who to get. So, trust the coach, trust the process is all I'm saying. Just want to jump on here and say that. So, if there's anything you want to talk about for another school, we'll talk about. Indiana plays for a national championship Monday night. I think they're probably going to win that game, and everybody's going to be happy in Indiana. I get it, and God bless you. I hope they pull it off. It'd be a good story. Other than that, everybody else is sitting at home getting in the portal. So our players have signed a little bit. Like I said, Dowdell signed with Georgia, a running back that he probably made some money. So yeah, they're real happy to have him. So Kirby Smart likes to run the ball. So I'll have to get with Randy on that Effing Dogs podcast and see how they feel about that. But yeah, a lot of our players went to Florida to follow Brad White. So yeah. But anyway, now we have what does that make it about? 28 portal players, and I got 15, maybe 16 high school players. So, hey, that's, you're getting up to 85 now. You need to have 85 solid players. So 2 4-stars in the high school, and the rest are 3-stars. But that's okay, 2 JUCOs. Indiana had 1 4-star and all 3-stars. So look what they did. Yeah, so we do have 4 receivers in high school. As I'm saying, we do have a running back who's pretty good, big-sized guy, 6 foot 200. I have a video on Deuce Alston, is his name, and it's not in the shorts; it's in the regular videos. Just a little highlight video. Pretty good-sized back. We could, everybody's talking about, the 2 running backs we got, Javante Barnes and C.J. Baxter. Yeah. They're rivals, one's in Oklahoma, one's in Texas, but now they're going to be teammates. Yeah, both those guys run hard. So look, we got to run it, Patterson. Listen, we're going to be able to run the ball. If we have offensive line at all, we're going to be able to run the football. That's key in the spread. Make people come up and support the run so the receivers can get behind you. That's where the mesh concept works. If you want, I've got some videos. If you're watching this, you want to go back in my archives. I try to put a little bit of offense and offense and defense videos on there. The 4-2-5, just very basic, because that's what I'm not a coach, and I had to draw it up. Some of them I drew up on the whiteboard. Some of them I actually use Stein's own videos on. So there you go. JJ Papa, what's up? Hockey in the portal talk. Could you have Coach Stein find a couple of point guards? Yeah, really, no kidding. If Jasper Johnson stays, we'll have Jasper Johnson and Jalen Lowe next year. The key is making Jasper Johnson happy and playing him, because if he plays well, he could leave and make himself a lot of money, because Jalen Lowe's going to start next year. So I don't know. That's where we got. Hey, it's Jasper Johnson. and Aberdeen now. So we'll see how that goes. Alone currently number 6 in the portal. Is that we are? Okay, we'll take it. We needed it. We needed it. We don't have players, so we got 28 people in the portal. Yeah, we have spent. We have spent some money, a lot of money. So we shall see. And that with about 16 high school players, now you're getting up to the 85 with the people we had left, and you're the re-signs. If you're just getting in here, we re-signed Henry Boyer today, and we re-signed Gatson, the defensive lineman, yesterday. So that's huge. So those are really huge. Those are just as good as any portal pickups. Boyer, man, that's a big dude. He kind of has that C.J. Watt body where he has long arms. It's 265, but he's got really long arms. If you could ever teach that kid, I didn't realize he had 30. I think he had 25, 30 receptions. I didn't know that 30 receptions. Maybe that was a career. Well, he's only been with us. Well, I don't know how many receptions, but he caught more than I thought last year. So if you teach that kid how to catch, hey, you got to have backups. So he's a backup tight end. So I'm sure he'll see playing time. So no, that's just as big as any portal players, guys. Really, we needed Gatson. We needed defensive line help. So that gives us 5 defensive linemen. Yeah, I won't count that as portal players, but no. So yeah, we did good in the portal. Just 2 running backs and 2 receivers. We were good at running back with Patterson. A lot of safeties and linebackers, which we needed. And our defense is, we got, like I said, our starting 11 on both sides of the ball should be solid. It's the backups. What's up, Ward? What's going on, man? I just came on for a little bit right before the basketball game. Hey, we could talk football, the portal. We signed Henry Boyer, if you did not hear. Re-signed him, so that's good, the tight end. So happy. So, yeah, we haven't, since the last 48 hours when we talked about 48 hours ago, we really only signed 2 players out of the portal, a quarterback who hasn't played at all, and the wide receiver from Louisville is a freshman, so he hadn't played. But he's I think he's a 3-star. Yeah, he was a 3-star. Yes, I wrote that down, I think. So yeah, he was a 3-star. So he has not played. Yes, 3-star. So yeah, I mean, that's okay. We'll go. We'll find somebody who wants to catch the ball. So I'm a little surprised that we, maybe we'll sign some Oregon players. I thought somebody will want to play a backup. Maybe not. Our record will be. Oh, dude, Derek, I have no idea, dude. Listen, like I said, don't have high expectations for this. That's a murderous schedule. We signed some players who have not played, so I could not even, if they play well and develop real quick. But it's hard to do freshmen in this league. Well, everybody else is going to do, but not as many freshmen as we are. Or I say freshmen, inexperienced players. It's hard to put in inexperienced players, and so man, I have no idea right now, and I haven't seen everybody else's lineup. So I'll have to look once this everything settles down. Look at our schedule. I know Texas A&M bought some players. We play Texas? They have the most expensive roster by far. They have spent a lot of money. So I don't know if we play Texas. I'd have to bring. Oh, here it is right here. What am I saying? Here it is right here. I don't know who Louisville's got. Alabama, Florida. Florida spent a lot of money on football. LSU, I haven't paid attention. Vandy. Now, Vandy took a quarterback that was going to Indiana. They still a quarterback from somewhere. Missouri, I'll have to look at their team. Oklahoma, they spent some money. South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas A&M. Look, man, guys, the 2 non-cons we're going to get. But if you get 2 or 3, I mean, maybe 5. I mean, 5 wins would be good. But I'd have to look at the rest of these guys' roster. Yeah, I don't know what Louisville's done, but they didn't lose Braum, so I don't know who all their players are. So many people are getting new players. But anyway, yeah, I'll have to check that out after basketball. Well, during basketball, when basketball's over this summer, I'll really sit down and try and find out what's going on. His quarterback, solid commitment. Yeah, Jay, he's still coming here. Yeah, he's going to play baseball. And who wouldn't want to come here and play in this offense? Yeah, he's coming here. So he says he is. So, and he's going to play baseball. So there you go. Yeah, but it's hard, man, to try and say what our record will be. Like I said, the SEC Good Old Boy podcast was trying to rate the coaches. How do you rate the coaches right now? I mean, Uh, so I don't know. It's hard to speculate. It'd be hard to speculate right now, Wards. I saw a report that said we're in the number 5 portal. Yes, we are in the top 5, whatever. We're definitely in the top 6 or 7, which is good. We didn't have any players. So yeah, I mean, we're still 85 players. We need to get that 85 players. And right now we're probably with high school players and portal players, so, and returning players, we're probably 70s, probably close to 85. Yeah. That's what you got to get, guys. You can't go out there with with 60 players. Yeah, or 50. So yeah, that's what we need right there. And so yeah, it's hard to speculate. I don't know. Just take the first year look. Just take whatever you can get. But like I said, that's a murderous schedule, and we might be able to score. The question is, how good will our defense be, and can we run the ball? Which we should be able to run the ball. So yeah, how good will our defense be? That would be the question. I think it will be solid. So we'll just see. I like Jay Bateman as a defense coordinator, which from Texas A&M, and yeah, I mean he knows how to run this 4-2-5 very well, and they led the nation in sacks. I don't expect us to do that, obviously, but with the people we got returning, our starting 11 on both sides of the ball will be very good. I just don't know how much depth, how good the depth will be, But hey, maybe other teams will struggle with that too. So I know Georgia, we don't play them, has spent a lot of money. They're saying Alabama, yeah, we're talking teams that are, I mean, we're getting a lot of portal players, but they already had players. They just re-signed them. So, yeah, I mean, look, solid. I see that we spread it out over all the positions, 22 positions. We got a little bit of everybody. So, but yeah, 5 offensive linemen, huge. We needed that. Yeah, we didn't have any offense. So we have 5, counting Wilberley's. I think we counted 8, Aid Selm. I think we have 8 offensive linemen that are solid. Or that, well, Aid Selm hasn't played. So, we just, hopefully nobody gets hurt. Big Blue Cat, what's up? We need some wide receivers. Well, we just got one today. So there you go. Henry Boyer, the tight end. He's a backup, but he's good. The wide receivers, the tight end is a wide receiver in this offense. If you've not seen my tight ends video on tight ends in the spread, I put it in the description. So somewhere, it's in my archives too. The tight end's not. Look, the Oregon's tight end led them in receptions. So yeah, it's an NFL. Put him way out on the boundary, way out there, and yeah, he doesn't even line up on the ball, on the ball all the time. So, yeah. So no, if you're just getting in here, we just re-signed Henry Boyer, which was huge because we needed a backup for Rodriguez. Plus the kid's got big long arms, and if you can teach that kid how to catch, he's 265. He's a big dude. Will be, so I'll count him as a receiver. So technically we signed a receiver today. Yeah, that's huge. Hell, you could move you could put in Rodriguez as a receiver and Boyer as the tight end, right? I mean, I wouldn't be your X receiver because you do need a wide receiver that has to be double teamed. So you need one stud as a wide receiver, and I don't know that we have that yet. Hopefully we can get that. Biggs, yes. So look, man, but you do need a burner, a guy who can just flat out stretch the field and has to be double teamed. So if we get one of those, and look, it's early, we still got 2 days before the portal. You got to get your name in there. Someone told me, so I don't know. I don't know when you can sign after that. So the next period when school starts. So the next semester. So I don't know. So yeah, hopefully, look, we got 48 hours. We're going to get somebody. It maybe, in fact, I'm going to look right now as we're sitting here. It may come out this afternoon. But we re-signed Gatson, the defensive lineman, yesterday, which was huge. And then Henry Boyer, big. I kept saying, what about Henry Boyer? We got to get Henry Boyer, and we did. So basketball game tonight. LSU's best player is injured. He was their leading scorer. They're 0-3 in the SEC because he went down right before they played their first game. No news. So yeah, we got time. Plus, look, guys, we've got what, 28 portal players. I mean, yeah, we probably are running out. I say running out of money. We're budgeting, so get that many players. But yeah, I mean, somebody's going to want to play. Plus, maybe one of the freshmen can step up, this Darby kid or one of the other kids we got. And look, this is one-on-one, guys. This is one-on-one. If you watch Oregon's offense, you're out there, you're spread out. It's you versus the defensive back. They're going to throw the ball up there, and you got to go get it. So that's what it's about. If we can't, if we don't have that, we'll struggle to score. So we do have a good run, two good running backs. So obviously we're going to run the ball. So, and both those guys have been injured, so they're injury prone. Does that mean I'm glad we got two, and of course we got Patterson. But yeah, we needed both those guys. Didn't play last year because Texas and Oklahoma, Barnes and Baxter, because they were hurt. So yeah, hopefully they will stay healthy. So we have 26 portal recruits. Really, well, I count 28. But whatever, 26, 28. The last 2 days we got Kaufman. I got 26s. So yeah, 26, 28. We got some good offensive linemen. So we need offensive line. We got a decent quarterback. We got everything to say. If we had a couple of wideouts, which look, like if you're just getting in here, would you rather have one big name wide receiver or 2 or 3 experienced? I don't know how we're going to go on that route. So, but one of your studs has to be a wide receiver. So we got feeding the studs. We don't have a wide receiver to feed yet, but we'll get one. Yeah. We just need one more stud. We got studs everywhere else: offensive line, defense, running back. We'll get one. We didn't overpay for the Texas kid. I didn't see what the Texas kid who went to Colorado made, but I'm sure it was a lot of money. He didn't go to Colorado because he wanted to be a Buffalo. He went there because they paid him more money than we were probably willing to pay him. So yeah, don't overpay for somebody. God knows, don't do that. Like I said, I'd rather have 2 or 3 just really solid receivers than one guy, and then that guy gets all mad and is going to go to the NFL and doesn't want to play. And yeah, I don't want to see that. I don't know about you guys. Yeah, give me some people who are hungry and want to play, and will play through injuries and through the pain. And yeah, don't argue about money. So that's another thing, guys. Right? We're talking about on the basketball side, Jaden Quaintance. How hurt is his knee? I don't know. You're not going to risk it. He's going to the NBA. Maybe his knee probably is sore. So yeah. So that's one thing. When you get those multi-million-dollar players, they're going to shut it down if it's questionable. So, but everybody keeps how many wins? Derek was asking how many wins. It's hard to say how many wins we're going to have, guys. Our schedule is brutal. I'd have to look at the rosters we're playing against. I know we don't play Texas, thank God. I know Texas A&M has spent a lot of money. Tennessee is looking for a quarterback, so they'll get somebody, Josh Heupel. So yeah, we play a brutal schedule. So if we could get 5 wins, 4 or 5 wins, I'll just take it. Get everybody there. The key every year is going to be the portal. Are we going to? Yeah, are we going to go? We're going to have to go after people in the portal. And there's a lot of people about to make some money that play at Murray State. We got Murray State's kicker and these smaller schools, because people are going to take them over high school players. You're not going to pay a high school player millions of dollars to sit on your bench. That's why the price of high school players is going to go, 5 stars is going to go down. Because would you rather have a 5-star kid who hasn't played at all, or would you rather have a wide receiver from UAB? And I'm not talking about our guy, I'm just using that example. Jacksonville State, who's played a couple of years. Yeah, Indiana reinvented the wheel by doing that. So now everybody's going to start copying that. So yeah, Indiana had the 48th ranked high school class, 1 4-star, rest 3 stars. Don't need you. There'll be backups. Kurt Signetti's, like I said, reinvented the wheel there. So that's why we have 28 portal players, and we spend a lot of money. So some of these players cost a lot of money, and some of them we probably got at a really good price. And the people that we, did return deals on, some defensive players, Ty Bryant, people like that, Gatson, very important today. Henry Boyer, huge, important. You got to have 2 tight ends in case Rodriguez gets hurt, and Boyer's a really good tight end. So, Big Blue Cat, I think 1 wide receiver from Oregon entered the portal. Yeah, well, the deadline is Friday night at midnight. You got to be in the portal. And I don't know how long you can sign. If you don't sign at a certain date, you can't enroll in the spring semester. So you can't go through spring practice. So I don't know if we'll wait till the summer, or I don't know. I would try and get somebody. I'm surprised. How about you guys? I'm surprised we didn't get anybody. I thought we'd get an offensive lineman. I thought for sure there's got to be a wide receiver. I'm still waiting for Oregon. There's got to be somebody on the third string of Oregon who knows the offense. Do you want to play or have a chance at playing? So, let's see what happens. But I am surprised no one's followed him yet. But maybe he didn't want him. Maybe, we'll see. I don't know. But, yeah, we have signed 2 wide receivers, but we do have our 2 tight ends back. So we'll see what happens. I just want to jump on here. I know, it's 3:30 Eastern, bad time to jump on here because everybody's at work. Basketball's coming up tonight. Go bet on Kentucky because LSU is struggling because their best player's hurt. And they've 0-3 in the SEC. They can't score at all, according to their radio announcer, who I listened to on the Tom Leach show, the LSU guy, play-by-play announcer. They're struggling. It was a 4.5 spread. I took it, but we'll see. So when does portal close? Friday at midnight. So, right, the 16th. So that would be Friday. So I guess Friday at midnight, you got to have your name in. I don't know how long, they have to sign after that. You have to be enrolled in spring semester, right? I don't know when Kentucky's enrollment is up for spring semester. They can't go through spring ball. They'd have to wait till summer. So all the good players are going to get signed. I say that. The majority of the good players are going to get signed now. So Tennessee's scrambling to sign a quarterback. So, and of course, the Levitt kid ended up going to LSU. We were going to have to overpay for him. I'm glad we didn't overpay for him. That's one thing I'm glad of, is that we did not overpay for a quarterback, And, we'll see what our quarterback can do. And Minchie, he hadn't played. We're going to find out. Everybody says now I've talked to several Notre Dame fans. One pretty much guy that's almost an alumni. He said the kid's a really smart kid, well-behaved. Okay, great. Can he throw? I mean, from the little bit of film we had on him, if you watch my highlight and everybody else highlights, he threw like 26, 28 attempts. He can throw the ball. He has a quick release. And he can make a read. That's all you need. He can throw the long ball. Good. Start that guy. Yeah. So he won't have any competition. What's up? I don't think I met you, Prosper. Oh, yes, I have Prosper. Yeah. Another 4-star wide receiver. Yeah, I mean, we need one. We'll take some 3-star wide receivers at this point. We need bodies, because I don't think the wide receiver room, I have to look at our, not counting the incoming high school freshmen, it's pretty lean right now. DJ Miller, was only wish we would have signed Cam Miller, but that's okay. He probably got a little more money to follow our wide receiver coach. So we still got DJ Miller, and so we know he can run around. I think he caught a handful of touchdowns. I know he caught 1 or 2. So he was playing at the end of the year. So yeah, tight ends Rodriguez, but we need one fast guy. We need one stud. Feed the studs. The only thing we don't have is a stud receiver, which you must have to run this spread, because you have to have one guy, and this is in Will Stein's own words, you got to have one receiver that they have to double team, and because that's how you make the spread work. So yeah, the X receiver is by himself out there, and you need them to go, okay, we have to put 2 people on him. So if we don't get him this year, like I said, temper your expectations for this year. We're just trying to get everybody here, and looking at that schedule, if you can win 5 games, I mean, that'd be 4 or 5 games, that'd be good. Because everybody else is, they're going to be just as good as we are, if not better. So, but yeah, we should win the 2 non-cons. You think Louisville might be a winnable game. If you guys didn't hear Big Dog on KSR, he was on there talking. I like Vince Merrill. There's no ill will with me, but yeah. Obviously, he thinks they have a better team than we do, but we'll see. So Matt Jones had a nice conversation with him, and I still like him. So yeah, Prosper from Auburn. Yeah, we got to pay a lot of money for him. Where did he go? Who got him? They paid a lot of money for him. Tell me who got him, because I forgot who did. Yeah, he'll get. Yeah, Stein. Like I said, do you want to get one extensive wide receiver, or do you want to get 2 or 3 really solid guys? At this point, we need numbers, guys. We need numbers. I would rather, me personally, if we could get both, That'd be great if we could get one expensive one and two, maybe we'll do that way. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. Texas Tech, yeah, they paid a lot. Look, Texas, you're gonna compete against the portal against some Texas people. Good luck. I know we got Baxter. He was injured. They didn't kind of from what I say they're not concerned that they didn't sign him. So I guess they got other running backs. Inspector Gadget, Darby, yes, yeah. I mean he signed. He's a 4-star. Can the kid play Inspector Gadget? I don't know. He's a 4-star, so we'll see. Loan agreement with Lanning not to gut his offense. Yeah, probably. Now that's a good point. Okay, now you bring up a very good point, McClone. Stein probably made a deal that, hey man, I'm not going to gut all your players. Yeah, that's probably a gentleman's agreement here, dude. That would be now if it was, if it was other coaches, they would just do it. If it was Lane Kiffin, hell, you just say you weren't going to do it and then you do it. Now I'm sure there was a gentleman's agreement. Don't take all my guys because I look, and plus you have to come all the way across the country. Maybe those kids are from the West Coast and from that area, and they don't want to go all the way. That's probably part of it. Yeah, I agree with you on that's a good point. What's up, Joshua Olderman? I think Skinner will be better tight end. Well, we'll see. We're going to see who can pass catch. Boyer's a big target. If you can teach that boy, he's got TJ Watt body, his TJ Watt arms. He's got really long arms. I didn't realize he caught 20-something balls last year. Yeah, it'll be a good competition. Like I said, you could put Rodriguez as a receiver and put those guys at a tight end if you needed to, because Rodriguez is a big. I mean, he can run routes. So you don't want him as your X receiver, but Darby Ferguson will be good. Yeah, Farrier is gone. Farrier was a senior. I wish he was still here, and we still have DJ Miller. So, Spectre Gadget, how many receivers do we have returning? We were sitting here thinking, well, I think just DJ Miller, right? Because Harley Gilmore left. This is last year's. Jamori Macklin gone. Fred Frere gone. Cam Miller gone. Kendrick Law gone. Troy Stellato gone. Quisenberry gone. Harley Gilmore gone. JJ Hester gone. One, two, three, four, five, six. 1 out of 9. 1 out of 9 are gone. Now we have Caddis, Boyer, Brown. We signed all our tight ends. But yes, and Skinner. So yeah, we got 4. 8 out of our 9 receivers that were on the depth chart as starters and backups are gone. And so yeah, that's a lot. So it's a little concerning, but look, there's plenty of time. There's 48 hours. I'm sure right now I keep looking every couple of minutes here while we're on here. I've been on here 40-something minutes. I keep looking at KSR because look, it'll just happen real quick. And let's see what happened here. Let's see if I keep looking to see if they're going to announce, because they haven't announced it. So let's see here. Do you have any breaking news? No breaking news. Okay, well, you know what? He'll figure it out. Look, you can't run a spread without receivers, right? That's why I say temper your expectations for this year. We don't know how good. Now, we have a good starting 11, I think, on defense. How good will they be? We'll see. So you got to have a defense to stop people. We have a running game with 2. Now, if you're just getting in here, both our running backs, Oklahoma and Texas running backs, Baxter and Barnes, both were injured last year, and they're injury prone. So if they can stay healthy with Patterson, then you got something going there. And they got to be pass catchers. So I think one of them, either Barnes or Baxter, somebody told me one of you told me is a really good pass catcher. So that's key in this offense. Big Blue Cat, Matt Jones saying potential elite wide receiver on the down low. Well, it can't be on the down low very much longer. I mean, they're probably not saying it because they don't want another school to come in and try to outbid you. But look, at this point, I think everybody knows. Everybody probably knows everything. That kid's agent or that kid's going to know. Look, if we get an elite one, that's fine. But we need numbers also. So the kid from UAB we signed, I mean, he had 18 catches. So, like I said, we need some experienced, and I'm sure we'll get one. Joshua, what's up, Joshua? Did Campbell sign with anybody yet? I don't think so. I did not hear if he did. If you have guys not seen that, Javon Campbell. So now I haven't heard that he has. But in this last 48 hours, there's going to be people making money because Tennessee is freaking out, which I would be too, about their quarterback situation because it's not guaranteed that Aguilar will come back. And now what are you going to do? So you didn't get Levitt, so they got to find a. But it's Josh Heupel. So look, Josh Heupel, he's a very he was quarterback on the national championship team. If there's anybody he can coach up, it will be a quarterback. So if I'm a Tennessee fan, don't freak out. It's Josh Heupel. I always say don't doubt Josh Heupel. All right, that dude knows offense. So yeah, Dowdell, our running back, went to Georgia. He probably made some money. They're real happy to have him. So yeah, plenty of players left in the portal. I hope we don't overpay because there's 28 people I count that we bought out of the portal. So now some of them were probably very cheap, but that's cool. You're not going to get all, big name players. Obviously, this is in the NFL. Okay, well, I shouldn't say that. It probably is the NFL now. So we have a GM in football. I just don't know. I forgot his name. So we need a GM in basketball. So no, there's a basketball game here in a couple hours. And look, LSU, if you're just getting in here, their best players out. They've lost their first 3 SEC games because their point guard and their due guy who did everything, points, assists, they can't score. We were a 4.5 point favorite. I already bet it. I listened to their radio announcer this morning, and yeah, they're struggling. So we should win that game tonight. Saturday's Tennessee. We need to win that. We'll see how the team does. Look, nobody knows how this team's going to do the rest of the year. So, yeah, I double Oway. I shut down Oway and make somebody else beat me if I'm. That's what people are going to do. Moreno's played well, so. But no, I did want to just jump on here and say, look, football, plenty of time left. If you're just getting in here, we re-signed Henry Boyer, tight end, huge, good, solid tight end. Big dude, 265, big long arm. I didn't realize he caught 27. I don't know if that's for his career. I know he didn't catch me in Illinois, so I didn't realize he caught 20 balls this year. So, yeah, he's technically a wide receiver. So we did technically get a wide receiver today. Okay, it's just you heard it here first. People are going to say, but no, the tight end lines up. I put in my description if you're just getting in here, the tight ends in the spread, how they work. The tight end is technically, it's not a traditional tight end. He lines up on the boundary and the slide and moves around. Oregon's number 1 receiver was the tight end. So, yeah. So technically, huge to get Boyer back just because he's a big target. I mean, big long arms. He can catch, but hey, if anybody can teach him to catch, it'll be Will Stein, right? So Pope doesn't want a GM. Well, I don't think he's going to have a choice. I think they're making him get one. Warts, thanks again. Oh, well, hey, yeah, I was at work yesterday going, well, I thought, well, if I go to, I'm going to miss everything, but I didn't miss anything. All day long, I kept checking. We don't have anybody. Is my computer froze? What? But look, just because it's quiet doesn't mean, yeah, some deals are going to be inked. And so let's see what happens. In fact, I keep checking KSR. Who do we have? I want an announcement. Please give me an announcement. But that's okay if we don't get one today. Like I said, if you're just getting in here, the portal closes midnight Friday. So lots of wheeling and dealing is going to be going on. You know how it is. Lots of wheeling and dealing. So, all right. Somebody's emailing me. I don't want to talk to you. I wonder if the recruiting went well or what. Are you talking about basketball or football? High school recruiting doesn't matter nowadays. With JMI, yeah, look, Matt Jones explained it the best. Your big name multimillionaire basketball players are going to struggle. Your football players who don't make that much money, this is not a big deal for them because they're not going to be doing commercials and stuff. Only a handful of your football players will be affected by JMI. It's your multi-million-dollar basketball players that will be, you're going to have trouble with. They're going to have to fix it or we're not going to be good. And then now you get into the point, well, this year I'm blaming the coach. All right. We have been coached awful. Our defense, I watched Georgetown last night. I saw Georgetown on there because, they kicked our ass in the exhibition game. You realize they're 9-8 and they're I think they lost that game 1-5 in the Big East. They're awful. And they kicked our ass. And I'm like, man, that just shows you right there. we're just not. We just don't have it, guys. Maybe we can so all of a sudden get it. Maybe Jasper Johnson is a freshman. Moreno, maybe they'll start. Lights will come on. Jelovic, come on, man, Jelovic. Dude, he played well in Bosnia. Come on, man, pick it up. But Georgetown is not a very good team. They kicked our ass. So Stein will get a guy. Yes, Inspector Gadget. Hopefully, he will get a couple guys. And as I said, I will take quality over quantity at this point. Wildcat highlights. What's up, brother? Vacation right now. We need a wide receiver. Yeah, well, we got one. We got one today, Wildcats. Tight end Henry Boyer re-signed. He's a receiver. Tight end is a receiver. We've been sitting here talking about that. Tight end is a receiver in this offense. Yeah, we need a stud. We do not have a stud to feed in the wide receiver room. And if you're just getting in here, you have to have one receiver that commands a double team to make this spread work like it should work. You have to have one guy that's a stud that they have to double. Hey, we got to double team that guy. Oregon had it. I forgot the wide receiver's name. Well, anyway, their tight end in the Oregon offense caught the most balls. So there you go. The tight end lines up everywhere if you're just getting in here. I've said it a couple times. If you're watching this back, I know I'm repeating myself. And I do have a tight end video in the description. Prosper, we need a stud to feed. Yeah, we need a stud. We got a stud at running back, quarterback, defense, defensive line, offensive line, defensive back. We just don't have a stud at wide receiver. And that's the most important stud, to be honest with you. So, as I said, I'll take a couple little studs if they're experienced. I'd rather get three, solid guys than one guy who could get hurt and or go into the NFL and decides, you know what, I sprained my ankle, I'm shutting it down. We're talking about acquaintance in basketball. Is he really hurt? Probably. He's not going to risk anything to play. I get it. But yeah, I'm sure Stein. Look, they're working right now. I'm sure he's probably stayed up all night. Shit. That one video he did, he hadn't even shaved. He was all non-shaven and shit. It looked like he's half asleep. Yeah, we're here and we're working hard and we just ate something. Like, yeah, dude, eat some food, drink some water, breathe some air. I mean, come on, man, don't go to the hospital. He's in the ER. He's dehydrated. Yeah, drink, man, fluids, eat, keep your strength up, take your vitamins, and I'm jokingly saying that, and get us some players, man. He'll get them. We've signed 28. So what are we? What's up, WKRP? We are fifth in the portal. So, but we needed that. So I'm saying we have our starting 11 on both sides of the ball is going to be decent, but backups, that's where we need a year or two to develop some backups, get those high school players in here. So just temper your expectations. If we win 4 or 5 games, that'd be great. Okay. Against our schedule. Tony, what's up? Night, Mississippi. Did they? And is that in women's? I know Tennessee's looking for a quarterback. McClellan, I think he's building a team that compete in the SEC. Well, for the amount of money we spent, yeah, you better. Bowl eligibility, dude, I don't know. If you look at our schedule, you tell me where those 6. We got the 2 non-cons. If we get Louisville, and could we get 3 SEC teams? We could. We could get 6, but that's look. Everybody else is spending just as much money as we are. So yeah, and they didn't need portal players. They re-signed a bunch of their players. So I know Alabama re-signed a bunch of their players. So we'll see. Julie, what's up? Hey, I was getting ready to get off here, but Uvalde school teacher testimonies. Don't get me started on Uvalde. If it's one thing I can't stand, it's coward cops. That was the worst situation. Bunch of cops standing in the damn hallway. It's one of you some bitches bust in there. Yeah. Tony, Ole Miss beat Miami. Rigged. Well, yeah, look, on that last play, you mean, Tony? Well, look, if you look at the last play and you look at all the other receivers, and everybody was holding everybody. But that was a blatant pass interference. And they're not going to call it when most of the time they're not, unless it's, but he did have him, by the shoulder pads right here on his collar. Yeah, I mean, it would have been another play. There's no guarantee they would have beat them. It would have been 15 yards. They're at the 40? Were they at the 50? The 40. So, yeah, they would have got one more play. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, look, yeah, I feel sorry for Ole Miss. Look, either way, yeah. But I understand why they didn't call it. And because there's other players that Miami people or Ole Miss. There's an Ole Miss receiver draped all over a defensive back on the others. So if you look at the whole picture, you're like, well, damn, they could have called about 3 or 4 of those. So I think they just said, you know what, close enough. But yeah, Miami. I think Miami will give Indiana a game. I don't think Indiana's Carson Beck is, man, he's freaking 26 years old. He ought to know how to play quarterback. He's going to be using Rogaine in a couple of years. Yes, 2 more days, Julie. Yep, Friday at midnight. But yeah, anything's riggable. But I mean, look, they just didn't make the call. Will destroy Miami. They'll beat them. I don't know. They have a very, their offensive and defensive lines are pretty good. But take the points. I don't even know what the point spread is on that game. Before we get, what is the point spread on the game? Is it up? I don't even know if it's probably isn't on here yet. I don't know why. You might as well put it on here. No, it's not on here. Oh yeah, it is. Indiana 8.5. That sounds about. I mean, yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, by touchdown, 10 points. I don't think it'll be a blowout. Let's put it that way. Miami, yeah. I mean, Carson Beck can still do Carson Beck things. But we shall see Indiana 34-10. Well, brother, bet this line there because it's only 8.5. Put some money on this. 8.5. Yeah, if you bumped it up to 24 points, you get 5 to 1 odds on that. But yeah, right now it's 91 cents to the dollar. Okay, 91 cents per dollar on 8.5. Well, bet some money, brother. I don't know. On games like this, it could be low scoring, and you think, oh, it's going to be Indiana's going to be in 34-10. Then it ends up being 24-20. It comes down to the last play, and Okay, so anyway, yeah. Well, I'll stay on for a few minutes. I've been on here an hour. I can stay on a couple more minutes. Did Virginia against U of L? No, I'm sure that U of L won that game, right, Julie? Prosper Minchie will do great. I hope so. We would have studs at wide receiver. Well, I mean, I don't know, Prosper, how the money worked out. We'll see. I'm betting $1,000, Tony. You're betting $1,000. Okay, well, bro, that's to cover 8.5. Man, I don't know if I do. Like I said, these games, you think that it's going, and then all of a sudden it's, comes down to it's 24-20, last play of the game. Somebody scores. We'll see. Virginia won. Oh, Virginia, yeah, in basketball. Okay, yes. Well, I didn't know they were that good in basketball. Okay. Well, you know what? Louisville's gonna, they'll have several losses. $1,000. Well, if you have $1,000, it's not a lot of money. What's up, Jake? Basketball fans are wearing paper bags. The head coach. Oh, is Cincinnati bad? Yeah, I mean, kind of Cincinnati. I mean, how much? I mean, I know they have boosters, but use. What do you see stopping India? What do you mean? What I see? Pass rush, defensive line, and offensive line for Miami is stellar. Yeah, their defensive line is good. Their offensive line is good. You got Carson Beck. Okay, that dude, he's already won a national championship. I just see them keeping it close. I think the 8.5 is about right. That's probably pretty close. Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, Miami, if you watch them, look, man, they can stop the run. Now, it's got to be low scoring. If it gets up in the 30s, you're going to give it has to be in the 20s. It has to be in the 20s for Miami to win 28-24. If Indiana gets 30 points, they won. Miami will not get 30 points. Yeah, but Ole Miss was good. Don't go by that game. Okay, Ole Miss is real. That quarterback, look, man, that Ole Miss quarterback, he was cooking those last 2 games. He made every throw you can make. And their kicker, look, they have a kicking ball now. You guys, we talked about this before. They don't kick the same ball they play with. That kicking ball, yeah, you can kick a 50. Their dude's kicking 55-yard field goals. So no, Ole Miss was the real deal. The way they were playing there, Lane Kiffin was on to something. So don't go by the Ole Miss game. Don't go by that game. Yeah, and Miami has that one wide receiver. They've got 2 wide receivers. One dude's going to the NFL for sure. And the little dude, how tall is that guy? Like 5'4"? So yeah, Miami has a couple weapons. So yeah, they can keep it close. Forced him out. Oh, Pittsburgh? Yeah, I mean, look, it was time. He's been there a long time, and I get it. Big Blue Cat, what's up? Steelers going after Kurt as a Bengals fan. Please stay in Indiana. After Signetti? Okay. He's old. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Well, it depends on if he wants to be an NFL coach. It doesn't always work out for college. He can't go in there and yell at those guys. The way I no offense to Kurt Signetti, you ain't gonna go in there and yell at those guys and say, "Bad guy, no, you're not. You're gonna negotiate." Who said that? I think it was John Gruden. Yeah. In the NFL now, you're a negotiator, just like in college. You're gonna be a negotiator. So it just depends on how much money they throw and if he would want to do that. I don't know if it's Pittsburgh. I mean, that's one of the franchises you could go after. So look, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, look, there's no guarantee he would do well in the pros. How many times have we seen that shit where somebody went, yeah, see Steve Spurrier, yeah, did not do well. So I don't know if Kurt Signetti's personality would mesh well with NFL grown ass men. Okay, maybe it would. I don't know. Yeah. There's and it's like prison. You negotiate with the players like in prison, the OGs. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't even know if Patino in basketball. Yeah. Oh, we could do football. So many examples of football. So, but yeah, we'll see. If Kurt Signetti wants to leave, I don't know why he'd want to do that, but it's Pittsburgh, so they got money. We shall see. That's good. I did not hear that. Yeah, the players make more than the coach. Yes, the players have leverage. They can just be like, I'm not listening to you. What are you going to do to me? And in NFL, you're signed for multiple years. In college, you can't do that, right? You can sign for 2 years, 3, but you can't sign for 5 or 6 years. What basketball lineup should we play in tonight, WKP? Well, LSU's best players bet on Kentucky. They should win this. LSU's best player is out, and they've lost 3 games since he's been out, and they cannot score. So, damn, all we got to do is probably score 65 and we can beat them. The lineup's going to be, Jasper Johnson should start. If not, Aberdeen may start, but Jasper Johnson's going to play in time. And, of course, Moreno's going to play. Always going to play. Yeah. The other guys, Quains is not playing right, so I don't know who we should. I lost my basketball roster. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I know that Moreno, Oweh, and Jasper Johnson, Oweh, yeah, are Aberdeen. I would not play Diabate, so I would still play Jelovic. We need Cam Williams to start at the 4, right? Now we all seen that. So Cam Williams should start, and Oweh should start, and I think they'll probably start Aberdeen, but Jasper Johnson will play. And then, I would start Cam Williams at the 4. Then you get down to the, I wouldn't start Colin Chandler, but I don't know. We'll see. Is starting. Oh, I heard that too, Slayer. Yeah, Jelovic should play. Look, man, that guy's experienced. Just play the kid. Chandler will dunk it. Chandler is a hustle player. He's just streaky shooter, and look, he's getting better. But man, our guy's fundamental. Our defense is awful. Goddamn, at least these guys can't score a lot. Tennessee on Saturday. Talk to me when we play Tennessee. That's the team that if we beat them, I'll be impressed. This team, Mississippi State, is awful. LSU is awful with their best player. We should win this game. We're 4.5-point favorite. I already bet it. So, we should win. We should win tonight. Should win tonight. I don't know. That's a good question. Who will be in the starting lineup? I don't know. Like I said, Cam Williams needs to start at the 4. And, yes. So, and, So, but Moreno needs to start. And then, Diabate will be all mad. But, hey, look, Diabate's mad, man. Sorry, dude. Sit your ass down and shut up. Just play when you're told to play. You can't score. Man, Diabate has the worst 3-point shot. Man, that's a nasty-looking shot. He should never shoot that. It's like he's throwing up a damn brick or something, like a real brick. Man, that's a nasty-looking shot. But the key is Oweh. I mean, I would if I'm every team the rest of the year, that's our only scorer who can consistently score. I double team his ass and make somebody else beat him. Cam Williams is streaky. but he's going to have to play. So Jelic can shoot. He shot the ball in Bosnia. Look, man, he's got experience. Just play these guys, and I can't tell you what's going to happen. I don't know who we're running the offense through. We'll see tonight. How are we going to do the point? What's Jasper Johnson and Aberdeen? Who we running the offense through? Moreno. Let's see what we do, because everybody's going to double team Owe. And just keep him. I would let Owe shoot any three he wanted to shoot. He's streaky now. He can make them. He'll make a couple in a row, but he'll brick a couple in a row. So yeah, that's all you got to do. Owe fan, Julie. Yeah, I think we all are. Big Blue Cat, Denzel, Owe, Cam, Jelly, and Moreno. Well, that sounds like it's the starting lineup since JQ is out, Jaden Quaintance, and we don't know how long he's going to be out, and we don't know how hurt he is, and we don't know. Look, he's going to the NBA. He's not going to chance it. But I will say this: I hope his knee is sore because he had 2 really bad games in a row. Look, once again, our big guys can't play defense, and they have no post moves. So when they get the ball, they're just going at everybody. Well, it's everybody in college basketball. You just run at the basket. You just throw it up. Try and dunk it. I don't understand if there's somebody in Division I that has post moves that's 6'10", but they wouldn't use him in the NBA. He wouldn't play in the NBA, but he can be good at college. No more Michael Jordan players. No, there's no more Michael Jordans. No. WKRP, never seen team with such ugly 3-point shooters. Yeah, Kobe Bryant. Yeah, well, that was the thing that you thought Owe was going to improve. No, look, we're good for about 7 or 8 threes. We don't need to be taking 25, 30 threes. No. I know. Colin Chandler's streaky. Trent Noah cannot be on the floor. Like poor Trent Noah. Can't guard anybody. That's the problem we have is are we trying to score or are we trying to play defense? So I'm sure Diabate will be in there substituting defense for offense. But you can't have Diabate in there with, Garrison and another guy who can't score. You can't have only 2 scorers on the floor. You got 3. Cam Williams has to play. So, like it or not, he's streaky. Hopefully he'll hit the ones he needs to hit. So, LSU's, they've lost 3 in a row. If you're just getting in here, they lost their best player 3 games ago, and they can't score. So we're a favorite, and they're struggling to score, 60s. So that's our game. Hey, somebody who can't score, we could probably win this game. We could blow them out if we, played well. So Tennessee on Saturday, early game, 11 noon Eastern. That'll be the game. The portal will continue. Look, guys, before I get off here, look, the portal's going to continue. We'll see who we get. Let me take one more look and see if we got anybody before I get off here. It may have came through right now. I don't know. We re-signed Boyer today. Huge tight end. We needed that. That's a receiver. So we did get a solid player there. Nope. It says we're talking to an edge rusher at Louisville, and that's all the news we have. We're talking to a defensive lineman. There you go. Okay. All right. So, yeah, but at least we got Henry Boyer, and yesterday we got Gatson, defensive lineman, to return deals. Huge. That's as good as a portal player right there. So that's how other teams are doing it. They're keeping their best players and then adding in portal players. So, yeah, Louisville freshman. Look, we've signed a lot of people who haven't played in our freshmen, but that's okay. That's building the foundation. That's why I say temper your expectations for this year. If we can win 5 games, that'd be great. Moreno is capable, says Julie. Yeah, he should start every game. And don't start because he's a big, tall, 7-foot guy. And we need that. And he actually has a couple post moves. I think he learned them on his own because God knows we didn't teach him. If our defense is awful. Our interior defense is the worst. I don't remember seeing it. I'm trying to figure out who was maybe in the 80s. We had some teams that couldn't stop it. Man, we cannot stop anybody going to the basket. And I just sit there in amazement. Why are we letting people just drive? Just straight line drive right in your face. Yeah, I don't get it. Tony, Falls will be at Kentucky. Is it in Lexington? Okay, that's an early game. Well, that'd be a good game, Tony. It'd be nice if we could split that. We usually split, in basketball. Usually, in fact, you usually get us in Lexington. We usually get you in Knoxville. So you'll probably win this game. So yeah, I don't know. This will be our first deep dive into Tennessee. I sat and watched them at the beginning of the year, but I really have one or two really good players, and of course Rick Barnes is a good coach. Tennessee's never been to the Final Four. I find that amazing stat that they never, because they've had some good teams. So this year, hey, I watch college basketball. I can't tell you who's gonna. There's about 8 or 9 teams that could win it. Well, all the parity and now probably more than that. There's probably about 12 teams. So we'll see. All right, guys. What is today? Today is Wednesday. I may come on Friday, so Friday night, or maybe tomorrow night. If we sign somebody big, turn on your notifications. I will either come on tomorrow night, or no, you know what? Loyal BBN has her call-in show. There's a bunch of basketball shows. So let's say I'll come on tomorrow during the day, or either Friday night. So if we get somebody big, I might come on during the day. But if not, I'll do Friday night, and we'll talk portal. And the portal closes at midnight, so I got to come on Friday. So if I come on tomorrow, I may jump on here if we get somebody big. But definitely Friday, the portal closes at midnight, and we should know something by I'll come on at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern, and we'll know by then probably all the players we're going to get. So let's look. We re-signed Boyer, the tight end. That's huge. He's a receiver in this offense. So, but no, we need some receiver. We need a stud. We need one more stud. We need one more stud at receiver. So, all right, guys, let's go win a basketball game. If we don't win, well, we're not going to lose. I say if we lose tonight, damn, I mean, that would be awful. But I don't see us losing this game. They're hurting. They're worse off than we are. So, hey, anyway, the plan is Friday night, but keep the notifications on, and we'll see what happens. Before I go, Jake, do you have a select notify for each live separately? No, it comes over your if you turn on all notifications, just make sure go to your notifications on my channel and hit all. If you don't hit all, then hit all. And then 30 minutes before I come on, it will say he's getting ready to come on. So if I do tomorrow, you're going to get 30-minute notification, unless I put it on earlier, and then it'll show up in your feed. So keep it on. Look, we're getting some people before Friday. Let's just see what happens. All right, guys, enjoy the basketball game. We should win this game. And but look, with our basketball team, our coach, I can't, to be honest with you, I temper my expectations. So all right, guys, let's get some football players. Let's get some receivers, and let's get ready to play some football in the spring. I'll see you Friday. Go Cats.